Welcome again. If you're a landlord or property investor in the UK, except you're living under the rock, you would have heard of the Renters' Right Bill. The Labour government is seriously pushing this bill through the House of Lords in a bid to get it implemented in the next couple of months. In this video, I want to share what I think would make this bill a money-making venture for the government. I will then go on to talk about 5 things that you must do as a private landlord to safeguard your investment. Number 4 is something I never thought I would do as a landlord, but I'm having to do it based on the Renters' Right Bill coming into effect. Number 5 is my absolute favorite, so stay back and listen to it. I believe the issue with housing in the UK is not as a result of lack of legislations, rather is the enforcement of the existing ones. With the Renters' Right Bill, we have 3 main actors. On one hand, you have the tenants who are simply exercising their fundamental rights to be adequately housed without fear of being evicted. On the other hand, you have the landlord whose role is to provide a safe and habitable living environment for their tenants. These include ensuring the property meets safety standards, carrying out necessary repairs in a timely manner. Then you have the government, whose role is primarily to protect the interests of everyone involved by making laws as guardrails and enforcing them where necessary. 4 ways I believe the Renters' Right Bill is simply a money-making venture for the government. With the abolishment of Section 21, the government will be cashing out in court fees. More cases will go through the court system and the landlords will be forced to rely on specified grounds under Section 8. With court fees for Section 21 at £355 and Section 8 at £405. This is an instant £50 margin cashed in by the government just by this legislation change. Court fees generate huge sums for the government. Figures released for the latest financial year in the UK, the government collected a total of 788 million in court fees in 2023 alone. 186 million from family courts and 602 million from other civil courts. The tribunals, however, incurred a loss of 162 million. When the Renters' Right Bill fully comes into play, we should expect to see an increase in court fees collected for the years to come. This is one of the reasons I believe the Renters' Right Bill is simply going to make the government cash out. Secondly, by removing Section 21, the government will be making instant savings on costly temporary or emergency accommodation placement. Section 21 has long allowed landlords to regain possession of their properties without needing to prove fault. Often, landlords have accepted arrears or property damage simply to obtain vacant possession, avoiding long and costly disputes. Currently, tenants served with Section 21 are being advised by their local authorities to remain in their property until the bailiff comes to remove them. This triggers the local authorities' statutory duty to assist by rehousing them in a costly temporary or emergency accommodation. With Section 8, landlords would have to specify reason for eviction, and based on the reason, the tenant could simply not qualify for rehousing, resulting in a sharp drop in the council's spending on temporary and emergency accommodation. With spending slashed, waiting lists reduced, this is another big winner for the government. Landlord Database, the new private sector ombudsman redress scheme, which all landlords will be forced to join, funded by who? The landlords. The bill includes robust enforcement measures for the ombudsman service. Local councils will be able to take action against landlords who fail to join, or against any agent who markets a property where the landlord is not registered. All these will attract fines and civil penalties of up to £7,000. This is another big win for the government. As property investors and private landlords, these are 5 things that you must do to protect yourselves and mitigate the impact of the Renters' Right Bill. Firstly, align your tenancies and agreements with the expected changes outlined in the bill. For example, change all fixed term to periodic tenancies. Ensure properties meet compliance by addressing any issues that may prevent the property from meeting the decent home standard. Also, be prepared to register yourself and your properties on the new database, which will be a requirement under the bill. And at number 4, this is something I never thought I would have to do, but definitely worth considering with the Renters' Right Bill coming into effect. This is considering insurance. As private landlords, we must consider insurance. Explore options like rent protection, legal expenses insurance to help mitigate risks associated with tenant arrears and legal proceedings. And lastly, this is my favorite, and this is something I've been doing in the past year, and it's definitely worth considering as a private landlord. You need to keep your ears on the ground and be prepared to pivot and explore other strategies like temporary accommodation. At the moment, government is paying out a lot on temporary accommodation, emergency accommodation, rent to rent, commercial let. This is renting your properties to companies instead of individuals or families. And also you must consider using your property for supported living. So before I go, let me leave you with these thoughts. We have over 2.8 million private landlords in the UK. And 94% of these private landlords are actually private individuals. Individuals working their socks off to provide safe and comfortable place for people to live in. Owning and operating a rental unit is a business. So if the relationship between a landlord and a tenant has broken down, I don't see any reason why they should be forced to stay together. The laws and the legislations out there should be to protect everyone, not just one group of people. And with the Renters' Right Bill, I don't see landlords' interests being protected.